and currently the fuel subsidy have really been hard on us. Formerly at NMPC, they will give you for a liter 184 naira. But as at yesterday, I bought 1 liter for 435 naira.
Presently, when we look at transportation, going to work is higher, and maybe your earning at work is not even much. The food, everything is expensive. So, man, it's really affecting us. The government should just have mercy on Nigeria.
You see, guys, this fuel subsidy is a serious issue in Nigeria. This country is a serious issue. Masses are suffering. People's means of livelihood is on a stake, and lives will be lost. Let's not doubt it. Let's not argue it. Lives will be lost. What do I mean life will be lost? A lot of people who cannot even feed themselves, who cannot afford at least 2 square meals a day. Now you are taking petrol from 195 to 500 naira plus going forward, depending on the state. Now, the minimum wage is not increased. Even quite a good number of citizens, good number of workers are still struggling to get their salaries paid. Some states are owing half salary. Some states have been paying half salary for the past 6 months. And you want people to survive with half salary all through this hardship. Fuel price from 195 straight to 500 naira, 540 naira, 485 naira, depending on your state.
After the announcement of the fuel subsidy removal, petrol began selling between 488 and 530 naira per litre in some filling stations in Lagos. That was a direct response to the removal of the subsidy on the product. Motorists were already apprehensive about the impact of the price increase on their livelihood.
I don't understand what is wrong in Nigeria, for God's sake. We are a problem ourselves, for God's sake. This fuel subsidy has not been removed. Then why is everybody locking their fuel up? Look at just yesterday and today. We've been, in short, I left 1Q AP filling station. I've been there for like 4 hours. I couldn't get, and I now came here, look at the queue again. Like, where are we going to? This is unfair, honestly. We are our problem ourselves. We should try and help ourselves even before the government. That's all I can say.
I'm getting fuel at, I think, by past 3. That's over 7 hours standing here, just trying to get fuel. So it just goes to say about the untold hardship we have experienced in the last couple of hours just trying to get fuel, and it's totally awful. And for me, I own a company and I run my business. That means that for the entire day, I have been totally unproductive simply because I'm trying to get fuel. And without the fuel, I can't move, I can't go anywhere. And it's gone so bad that it has cut across different sectors, different states. And it's just totally displeasing having to spend this number of hours.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited also announced an increase in the pump price per litre of petrol at its retail stations across the country.
So regardless of whatever state you are, you can't buy fuel less than 485. And you can be very, very sure that everything is engulfed round the price of fuel. If the price of your fuel increase by even 1 naira, it will affect everyday life. The transportation will increase, food items will increase, school fees will increase, even the plumber that is going to work in your house will increase his workmanship, his charges, his call-out charges, and things like that. So just to mention but few, a whole lot of issues is happening. And I was thinking that there's a way this government ought to have worked out the modalities of removing this fuel subsidy. But unfortunately, nothing of such was done. Nothing of such was done. You took that fuel price from 195 to 485 to 500, the minimum. We all agree that fuel subsidy removal is a good thing. To remove that fuel subsidy, because at the end of the day, the fuel subsidy that we're talking about is all scam. People are sharing the money amongst themselves, putting the money in their pockets. So we support the removal. But one would think that this removal will follow a particular procedure. It's a gradual thing. A gradual procedure. It's so sad that we people are not, you see, the Nigerian government, you know, you are not going to suffer from this. The rich people are not going to suffer from this. But this particular change will affect the poor masses. It's quite unfortunate that you did not see, you couldn't read between the two lines, you couldn't see that these steps we are going to take is really going to affect the poor masses. Is it going to really, you know, is it going to really benefit them? In as much as we all know that it's going to really affect the poor masses in a very, very big way, then what have you worked out to assist these people? What have you worked out? It's rather unfortunate that this is how we intend to begin this administration. Even if the fuel subsidy removal is part of your agenda in the first 4 years, there is a way to work out things. You will never see in the Western world where things like that is done just like that overnight. Just like the election and announcement, result of the election was announced overnight. 3 a.m. when people, the dead of the night, election results were announced at the time. We don't seem to get things right in the country. We don't seem to get anything right. Fuel subsidy removal is good. I know a lot of people will say, oh, keep quiet, we have to remove the subsidy. How? That is what is the most important. How to remove it is what is most important, not the remover. Anybody can come, any government can come and remove this fuel subsidy, but what are the planned procedures to removing this fuel subsidy so that it doesn't affect the masses, so that it doesn't cause chaos, so that it doesn't cause anarchy? Go to filling stations. You will see cars lining up. You know, you see queues upon queues, about 5 kilometers of queue, people queuing for fuel. You know, there's a way to address this issue from NNPC to international importers to different kinds of people that are connected to this fuel subsidy and everything. There's a way to address it so that it doesn't affect the masses too much. Even if it's going to affect the masses, at least give them something to fall back on. Give them something. The minimum wage of 30,000 naira, and a drop of taxi is maybe 250 naira now. A drop. That is just the very minimum in one of the very suburb areas of each of the states. 250. So multiply that by 20 days of the week that they work. Take that off their minimum wage. What do they have left? They have to buy food. They have to buy different kinds of things. You do not put all of those things into consideration. This is the beginning of chaos. It's the beginning of chaos. We do not apply technicalities to what we do. We just believe because that thing is not directly affecting us, even if it affects the masses, the poor masses, you don't care. So long it is written in the record that you, XYZ person, remove fuel subsidy. It is rather unfortunate. It is rather unfortunate. Farmers cannot go to the farms because of XYZ. The terrorist herdsmen, they've taken the totality of the entire farmlands. Things that people were using in the past to rely on in case of unpaid salaries, insufficient salaries, now it's been taken away from them. Now you are adding this particular hardship of fuel subsidy removal. It's a shame. It's a big time shame. I just hope that something is done drastically before we begin to lose lives. Thank you very much, guys.